Hi everyone! I hope you're ready for another episode of Bible Q&A. Today we're discussing, was it fair that Solomon became king instead of Adonijah? When you think about it, Solomon was never really supposed to be king. David already had 6 children before he met Bathsheba, Solomon's mother, according to 2 Samuel chapter 3 verses 1 to 6. Since Amnon, Absalom, and presumably Chileab had died before David was choosing his successor, that would make Adonijah the heir apparent. Plus, David had never denied him anything before, according to 1 Kings chapter 1 verse 6, so it seemed like he wouldn't prevent him from becoming king. Thus, Adonijah declared himself king in 1 Kings chapter 1 verse 5, with support from some of David's closest allies. However, the king had promised Bathsheba before that Solomon would reign without telling him, and some of David's other advisors who supported Solomon arranged for him to be coronated instead. Adonijah had no choice but to accept what had happened, but this obviously raises the question: why did Solomon succeed David instead of Adonijah, and how is it fair? Well, God chose Solomon because male primogeniture means nothing to him. When Samuel thought Eliab, Jesse's oldest son, would replace Saul as king, Jehovah said, "Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart." 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7. He skipped Eliab because David was a man after his own heart, according to 1 Samuel chapter 13 verse 14. This system is especially useless if the eldest son isn't worthy of the position. Jacob was chosen instead of Esau to succeed Isaac in Genesis chapter 25 verse 23 because Esau was gluttonous, according to Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. He hadn't done anything wrong at birth, but God knew what he'd end up doing, as shown by Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10. Thus, when we compare David's 2 heirs, we can see why Jehovah chose one and not the other. Solomon was the younger son, but God loved him, according to 2 Samuel chapter 12 verse 24, and he loved God, according to 1 Kings chapter 3 verses 3 to 4. Those things were far more important than the order of birth. Adonijah, on the other hand, was only interested in power. That's why he asked to marry one of David's concubines in 1 Kings chapter 2 verse 17. It would help him cement his claim to the throne if he decided to overthrow Solomon. What all this means for us is that we can't decide or predict who will be great in God's kingdom. To help us understand this spiritual reality, God made quote-unquote odd choices regarding the physical kings of Judah. And really, I don't have anything more to say about this particular topic. Was it fair that Solomon became king instead of Adonijah? Yes, because Adonijah didn't deserve the throne just because he was the eldest living son. Jehovah decided who would be king and who wouldn't, and he simply liked Solomon more. Thank you for listening! Don't forget to like and subscribe!